So, may I begin? First of all, thank you all for coming here this afternoon. It was exactly 4 weeks ago today, minus 87 minutes, that David told me that he wanted to become the new manager of Manchester United. And from that time, the football club has continued on a long and exhaustive journey to find the right man to take this club forward. During the 4 weeks, I have to say, I've met some of the finest individuals you could possibly meet in football. The finest of them is sitting next to me now, and it's a great relief, joy, and it is seriously exciting to me that Roberto Martinez has agreed to be the next manager of Everton Football Club. I just want to say one thing before I ask Roberto to say a few words. Right at the start of this, when I was doorstepped, a couple of hours after David had left, I said that the fans would play an important part in the choice of the next manager. And I've listened to the fans for the last 4 weeks, and their voices have come over loud and clear, and I'm very pleased to say that in the end they've said, look, you got it right last time, we'll leave it to you, 90% of them. Well, to the Evertonians, and this is what this appointment is all about, if you'd been at the meetings, the conversations that I've had with your new manager, you would be as thrilled, as excited, as buoyed, and as in awe as I have been. It's been a great introduction for the pair of us, and again, great words. The new manager of Everton Football Club, Roberto Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, there's not much I want to say apart from saying that it's a real special day to come into Everton Football Club and have this feeling already of excitement, of honour, and just I would like to thank the chairman and the board to give me this opportunity, because this is a phenomenal and a passionate football club, and I can't wait to get soaked with everything that it means Everton and make sure that we start working and playing football to be extremely proud. Thank you.
So I think we're going to throw ourselves open to questions. Now, would that be about right?
Can we just stop the flashing for a few moments? Fraser, if you'd like to kick off.
Roberto, it seems like it's taken quite a while, but you finally got the deal done and got the job. There's been numerous opportunities over the past few years for you to perhaps join other clubs. So why was it that you decided that Everton was the right one for you?
Well, it's simple. It's just it came in a natural way. I know that there's been a lot of talking. Most of that talking has always been in the outside, in the media. It's been a phenomenal time at Wigan. I enjoyed every single second of it. After 4 seasons, this was the right time. And after I met the chairman, I knew that Everton was the right football club. So it's been just a natural transition, and it's the right time now to be involved in such an exciting challenge.
You're filling a very big pair of boots in David Moyes having left for Manchester United. How much pressure does that put on you? Because clearly Moyes was a big hero here for many years, and you'll be expected to do similarly great things.
Yes, huge pressure, but I'm extremely proud of that pressure, because that means that what David Moyes has done at Everton in the last 11 years is set real standards, and what is produced is giving an incredible platform for the next man to continue. And I feel that I'm very lucky, I'm very fortunate to be able to carry on that work that is done over the years. But what is done is giving Everton an identity, is giving an incredible standards, and all I want to do is try to be humble enough and hard-working enough to take that magnificent job into the next level.
How much of a wrench was it for you to leave Wigan?
Well, it's always difficult. I always been, every time you're involved in football, I believe in human relationships, and you create them, and it's never easy to break those relationships. And I hope that for the future I can build that relationship at Everton, and we can be a real strong unit, from the fans to the board to the chairman to everyone that is in the football staff and the players, and we need to become that unit. And it's always difficult when you break down, but it's the right time. I believe that Wigan got a great future ahead. It was the right time to have a fresh energy around the place as well. So all I'm excited, I'm looking forward, is what we can do at Everton and how quickly we can become a very strong unit and a winning unit on the football pitch with the incredible support that this football club has.
Dave Whelan said at the time, when you said that you wanted to leave or decided to leave, that you said you felt you weren't equipped to be able to take Wigan back up. What was meant by that, and what is the difference between doing that and being at a top Premier League club?
Well, we had my period at Wigan it's not been only 4 years as a manager, it's been 10 years in one way or another. Having 10 years with a football club is a big part of your career and your life, and I just felt that it was the right time after 4 very special years to move on. The circumstances at the club now are completely different. They're going to play in Europe, they're going to be trying to get out of the Championship as quick as they can, and I felt that probably a new man needs to take that job on board, and for me it was time to look into a different challenge and carry on with a completely different football club. And obviously from that point on it was clear that the only club that I felt I could fit in was Everton, and that was a feeling, that wasn't a decision, that was just meeting the chairman, seeing him so passionate about this football club. It got me involved in wanting to know more and see what we can achieve in the future, and just I can't wait to get started. But that's just walking here today at Goodison Park, it really feels a special place for the future for me.
Bill, you said that you were in awe of Roberto a few minutes ago. What are your hopes and expectations for Roberto, and what you hope you can achieve in this club?
It's always difficult, that question, isn't it? Because you don't want to put the X on the man who's just literally been sitting there for 20 seconds. But when David first came to see me, David Moyes, 11 years and however many hours ago, he sat down and we were in a bad state. And he said, first words, you're not going down. Roberto, almost his first words to me were, I'll get you in the Champions League. And that is extraordinary for a man who doesn't know much about the football club from the inside, but had obviously studied the football club, had obviously looked at what we've been doing over the last few years, has obviously recognised what David Moyes is, the massive achievement David Moyes has made. But he sat and talked to me, and he showed me how he beat Manchester City at Wembley. He got out his little card and he said, I did this, this and that. And I'd gone to Wembley on that day and sat amongst the crowd, not to see Manchester City and Wigan, but to look at Roberto. And I watched him and studied him, and he came in to my office. And look, I'm not going to say to you it was like David Moyes. He got me in 30 seconds. It took him at least 45 seconds, and but he understands the game. He understands Everton. He understood Everton. He told me all about our history, all about our players, all about what he wanted to do, and it was a terrific meeting. And I think, well, it was the start of a couple of terrific meetings. But all I can tell you is, when you know, you know. And there were other things that had to happen, and other people, and they were great. The people I've interviewed, including the 3 lads from this football club who came and sat in my office, and we talked Everton, and we talked to the parts they played, and you all know who they are, Stubbsy, David Way and Phil Neville. And they shared their passion, and all that was, again, humbling for me, and awesome, and awe-inspiring. And I wish 50,000 Evertonians could have been there with me for all of these meetings, but 50,000 of them would have turned around and said, him.
He's inheriting a very good squad. How confident are you that you'll be able to keep hold of the best players in that squad and perhaps even give him a few quid to sign a few new players as well?
I'll give him a few quid to sign a few new players as well. I'm not Dave Whelan. I've not said to David, come and have it. You know, you can. I've said exactly the opposite to David. I said, David, you know, we all know the situation at Everton. We all know there is a player's got an escape clause, but the others are not for sale. And you know, I'm as in love with this football squad as any Evertonian sitting here, any Evertonian out there. They are this club. We don't want them to go. They have worked massively hard for this club. Roberto and I have talked from the station. He doesn't want them to go either. We don't want them to go. He's got all of their phone numbers. He's going to be on the phone to them all saying, we don't want you to go. And they don't want to go. Nobody said, not one person has even half indicated to me that the change will mean a change for them. Exactly the opposite. They all seem totally committed to it. So, yeah, I'm confident that that squad plus some Roberto signings will form this football club squad for next season.
What about your backroom staff, Roberto? What are your plans there?
Well, obviously we need to, once we get the press conference out of the way, to start working, and there are many things that we need to look into detail. I want to meet everyone that at the moment is working at Everton Football Club, and obviously we'll need to make sure that we get a really strong team on the day-to-day, and it's going to be a large amount of my team and the backroom staff that they're gonna come with me.
And just finally from me, what is your promise to Everton fans? We know that you like to play good football. We know that you're ambitious. You've won a trophy now with Wigan. Can they expect more of that and even more with Everton?
Well, I think the chairman hasn't put any pressure on me. Just he wants to get to the Champions League. So quite simple to take this job, really. I think it's important. The fans need to know that they are the most important part of this football club, and we will need them to lead us. And we've got a very strong team. I think what David Moyes is done in this football club is set a real high standard. And over the next few months, we need to get together and we need to make sure that we are a winning side and we are a very strong side that we can carry on looking to achieve more. I think finishing in the top 6 was a magnificent achievement for Everton, and there's many things that we need to carry on building if we want to improve that. So clearly the fans are ready to see a team that they're going to give their all, that they're going to give their hearts, and we're going to be competitive in everything we do, but making sure that they are the most important aspect of this football club and they need to be ready to push us ahead.
I think the one thing, if I may just join in, that we did discuss at the first meeting was that we didn't want the standards and the positions that David had achieved to slip, and we want to build from there. And that is really the only statement we made to each other, that we actually want to take this club forward. And I've got to play my part in that too. And I said to him right at the start, look, I don't want to be the man that comes here and asks you to get me the Champions League #1 position unless I can support you. So myself and the board will be doing all we can to support our new manager financially.